The Cardano blockchain might not actually work, but that doesn't mean you have to totally ignore its current price chart and the trading opportunity it is presenting. Cardano is currently teetering on the most significant price level in the history of its charts, dating all the way back near its inception in 2018. This entry level and trade setup has been years in the making. If you have ever considered buying Cardano in the hopes it might one day be functional, now would be the time. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you for being here. Today, we're talking about probably the most useless coin in crypto, but we're talking about it for a very, very good reason. A reason that might actually make me open a trading setup here for Cardano over the near term, just because of what this chart looks like right now. I'm going to explain to you what I'm seeing, why it matters so much, and how you can use what I'm doing here to try and find your own trade setups. This trade setup, however, the way that this chart has unfolded over the years is totally, it's like a unicorn the way it stands right now, and I'm going to explain that to you. And like I said, guys, I really dislike Cardano, but the nature of crypto right now is that degeneracy is still rampant. Things don't need to necessarily work. What matters is that Cardano is a top 10 coin by market cap, and it has a cult-like following, despite what's going on with the community and the developers and the actual smart contract blockchain and the functionality of it. Despite all of that, what matters is that it is a very well-regarded cryptocurrency for whatever reason. Again, I will always make jokes about how Cardano has no reason being where it is. That doesn't mean that we can't make money based on what we're looking at here. That being said, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. So guys, what we're looking at here on the chart, down at the bottom here is a formal backtest and a spring of seller capitulation at a critical level that was formed pretty recently, back in 2022. So the younger that these levels are, the less meaning that they have. So this one, although it is extremely significant and now is more significant being that it was backtested around 3 or 4 times and ultimately held and the sellers capitulated, is pretty significant in hindsight. However, up here we can see that these two red lines, which I tried to make sure you could see that there are 2 of them. I did that because there are actually 2 different turning points in Cardano's history at those price levels, which ultimately are effectively at the same price level, right? Around 30 cents, 31 cents. But I wanted to make it clear that there are 2 of them because they were formed about 3 years apart and at about the exact same level. So this adds significant confluence not only to the price level, but to the age of this critical turning point in Cardano's history. And if we go all the way back, we can see that this is way back in 2018 when the first one was created. As we can see, this was one of the first turning points before it went to the all-time high way back in 2018. Obviously, it was a major turning point, and then we saw the buyers take over and march higher to all-time highs at the time, and then we saw capitulation thereafter down lower. Now, if we move forward, we can see that that critical level continued to play a role in the formation of this next line that we'll see here in January of 2021. And the second line is formed right here at the close and open of these 2 candles here that ultimately led to the beginning of the rally to the all-time high, an absolutely critical move and turning point here, which was formed basically at the same level as the one in 2018. And we can see it came back to actually retest this level a few days later. And obviously that proved to be successful and lead ultimately to the all-time highs that we have seen. As you can see, straight up, complete moonshot here from Cardano way back then. And that was all after a formal backtest of a critical support level. So this level, even back then in 2021, was incredibly significant. And as we move forward, we can see that it still served a critical role here. As we can see, Cardano came marching down from its all-time highs around $3, and the fighting began between the buyers and sellers. As we can see, buyers took over slightly before this level. Then there was fighting here, 2 failed breakouts to the downside, and ultimately the buyers capitulated, and the sellers overtook this level, and we went lower, forming what we have now, which is going to be a critical level moving forward if we do break to the downside. But you can see buyers ultimately took back over, and there was a retest of this same level. As we can see, We retested this level and ultimately pushed higher just a few months ago to around 45 cents. This was about a 50% increase. I mean, that's nothing to, that's a pretty significant move here. 50% increase from the reversal here at this critical inflection point. As we move further and get closer to present day, we can see that the sellers capitulated straight down. Didn't make it all the way back to retest this critical support level until more recently, where this could arguably be one. This, of course, here is another formal backtest. This could actually be third formal backtest, and then we can see backtest, spring, seller capitulation, and we moved all the way to the upside back to the most critical level here on the chart, which is formed by these two ice lines here. These two lines that have functioned as both support and resistance since 2018 and 2021. I want to make a note because this is traditional technical analysis. Anybody that has all these crazy lines and rays and stuff on a chart, it's too much noise. There's no story there. These lines tell all the story we need to know about Cardano. I really haven't seen anyone with all these fancy lines and circles and drawings that could really actually make sense of the chart. These charts are really just plots of human behavior, psychological behavior with the asset over the years. It's very simple. Once you look and identify these levels and these turning points and these critical confluence levels, it becomes very simple to see what is happening with these assets. And the reason why technical analysis works with crypto and with currency assets and with equity assets is because it's all human behavior and human emotion playing a role in these charts. All of everyone interacting with these markets is plagued by emotion, and those emotions play out in these charts at these critical levels year after year after year. And as we can see right now, today's candle is currently above this double confluence inflection ice line that we have seen. If we're able to hold this, or if Cardano is able to hold this, I would expect it to come back and retest it the same way that it has backtested and retested this support level down here. I would expect us to, of course, retest if we do close above it, but the point is that this is a very, very low risk entry into owning this asset into what could be the next great bull run of crypto. This entry with, let's say, an 8 or 10% stop loss could prove to be, the asset from here could certainly go and retest all-time highs in the next year or so. Of course, I'm not interested in really holding Cardano long-term. I would probably try and scalp this for about 50% or 75% with a pretty tight stop loss here, because I do not want to own this asset. But this could be a really, really profitable trade. And it's certainly one of the lowest risk entry points on the chart. The way this looks right now, this is an incredible setup here for a low risk entry opportunity into a top 10 coin by market cap here in crypto. Now, guys, this of course is the daily. I do want to show you what this looks like on the monthly, because the monthly is even more promising, and it gives you an idea of how this has literally been in the making for years. I want to get these out of here. So guys, when we look at this chart, we can really see a monthly double bottoming occurring on this chart. This is a formal discernible low here on a monthly time scale for Cardano, and this is a retest of that discernible low on the monthly time frame. Of course, guys, the larger time scale you use, the more significant the price action. The same way as the older a reversal level or a support or resistance line is on a chart, the more significant it is. The larger the time scale, the more significant. This is a double bottom. This is a retest of a bottom here on the monthly chart for Cardano, and we can see that it did have a really, really nice reaction last month to this formal retest of this bottom, and we are seeing if we can continue that moving forward. Monthly chart does make it very easy to see what we're working with here. This will probably help a little bit. So it's really like one bottom here and a retest, a big retest, month-long retest of that same bottom. And as we can see, we've had 2 positive months here, and we are losing momentum. We're losing negative momentum, and this might be one of the first times Cardano moves back into positive momentum on the monthly chart since December of 2021. Guys, I hope you found this useful. I hope you could apply some of this stuff in this chart and what I talked about in this video to other charts. You will see the same pattern in equity markets, currency markets, crypto markets, everywhere. But this is a truly beautiful trade setup here for Cardano. Again, despite me absolutely wanting nothing to do with the asset, you still certainly can make a bunch of money here. And if the buyers do not succeed in holding this level, then it's very likely straight back down to 24 cents. And then from there, who knows? But this is a critical turning point here on the chart and could be the very start of a multi-year bull run for not only crypto, but Cardano as well. So guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe if you have not already. But just like that, this video is over. I'll see you